What's up, my BC members? Craig here with a huge vinyl update. I know I've been a little MIA lately. Hectic work week, cold weather, battling migraines, and on top of that, had my first show back in 8 months. So it's been one hell of a week, and haven't really done any crate digging until today. I've been talking about the record show I was going to today. I know I talked about it in the last couple of updates, and glad I saved up for this one. I've got so much to show. This is going to be a two-parter. I've got about 56 titles to show, some surprises, some really cool stuff, just an insane amount. So I'm ready to get started. Background music, you can figure it out already. Too Fast for Love by Motley Crue. Not my favorite Motley Crue, but only one I got on vinyl right now. So I'm in a vinyl mood. So let's go ahead and get started. The order, I've pretty much just got it set up how I bought them. So try not to talk too much about each individual title. Kind of talk a little bit more, depending on what it is. So much to show. So let's get started. All right. First set of stuff. First things I'll show are what I paid full price for. They're basically organized by what table I bought them from and stuff like that. So we'll start with the full price stuff, and we'll start off with a big one. Never mind the Bollocks, Sex Pistols. Paid $10 for this. I believe it's in 80s pressing, I believe. Heavy duty, yep. Very clean. Very, very happy to have this. And this is a classic. I mean, even if you're not a punk fan, you need to have this in your collection. And I'm so glad to have it. So, there's that. And now, from one end of the spectrum to the next, Times They Are Changing by Bob Dylan. Again, not really a favorite Dylan album of mine, but definitely early Dylan. Love it. Let's see here. I believe this. I don't think this is an. Oh yeah, actually, it is an original pressing. You can't tell from the label there, but very classic. Paid $5 for that. All right, a couple more good ones from The Cult. This is electric. It's got a love removal machine. All right, and also from The Cult, Love. This has She Sells Sanctuary. Love The Cult, so glad to add those. Alright, paid $5 for those each. $8 for Scary Monsters by David Bowie. Fashion, Ashes to Ashes, Scary Monsters, great album. I love Bowie. And now, one I was sorely lacking, Live Bootleg by Aerosmith. Now, by far, one of my favorite live albums, one of my favorite bands. Definitely helps complete the Aerosmith collection. It was a big gap I've been missing for a long time, so I'm very, very glad to add this. Now here's 1, 2, 3. I got at the same table. They also had a setup of 3 for $5. So this one's a little rough, but Santana 3. Very, very glad to get this. I call it a little bit like, how do I classify it? Very, like, if Santana was, like, real heavy, this is the album to get. And I'm so glad to get this. Cover's a little rough, but vinyl's in great shape. One that I did not have, and I'm so glad to finally get a really good copy of. Todd Rundgren, Something Anything. Yeah. Definitely not familiar with a lot of Todd Rundgren, which is surprising enough. More familiar with his production work than his actual solo stuff, so really glad to have this in a great place, I believe, to start out. And Ladies of the Canyon by Joni Mitchell. Like I said, I'm not very familiar with Joni Mitchell. I mean, I know who she is, I know her history, yada yada yada, whatever, and I've got her discography downloaded, but I don't have anything on vinyl, so I was glad to pick up anything that I could find for a really good price. So, alright, next table I was at. This one was pretty cool. Not a whole bunch to pick from, but I bought from the guy before the last time I was at the show, and got buy two, get one free, and there was an extra surprise they threw in this time around. And I'll show those as soon as I get done. Permanent Waves by Rush. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Why did I not have this? I don't know, but I love this album. One of my favorites. I mean, Free Will, Spirit of Radio, Natural Science, Entre Nous, oh god, Jacob's Ladder. Oh Jesus, this whole album is so good. Alright. Phil Manzanera. K-Scope. Very cool. I'm more familiar with his work with, obviously, Roxy Music. And, is it 501? 801. 801. Right? Oh god, it's terrible. But, really looking forward to listening to this. The guy at the table recommended it if I was, kind of told him what I was into. So he recommended it. And here was my freebie. I'm the Man by Joe Jackson. So, really glad I got this. And, as an added bonus, he threw in Look Sharp on CD. Very clean, very cool, very glad to have that. And also, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this, but a copy of Mad Magazine. So, alright, always take a cool little prize. Alright, only bought this, only thing I could find from one of the tables. The Alarms, first EP, paid $3 for this. Perfect, it's like brand new. So I don't know why anybody didn't play this. This is so killer. I love the Alarm. They should have been so much bigger than they were. Alright, this is actually my first set of buys for the day. First stuff in the stack was all half-price stuff, so The Genius of Ray Charles. Paid $5 for this. Super happy to have it. So yeah, oh man, just look it up. This is so cool to have it. It's been on my radar for a while. The vinyl is just clean, so beautiful. Alright, here's one that I actually just saw. Memphis Vinyl Gym and the Misses show, and had to pick it up. Blues Project, live at Cafe A Go-Go. Not familiar with Blues Project at all, but had to pick it up just on the fact that I've seen it, and obviously if he's picking it up, that's something he's collecting. It's got to be good, because I know we run a lot of the same tastes together, so it's on the Verve Forecast label. Nice and clean. So stoked to get that. I paid $4 for that. There's another one I paid $4 for. Temptations Greatest Hits. Early Greatest Hits collection with, My Girl Ain't Sprite a Bag, Beauty's Only Skin Deep, Get Ready. Just so cool. And mono too, so I was really stoked to get that. And I wanted to add to the Grand Funk Early collection, Grand Funk. I know LJ will really appreciate this one. I think my favorite on here would definitely be Inside Looking Out. So, really stoked to have this one. Now, these were all, I believe, $2 a piece I've got in my hand here. So, don't really have to talk too much about this one. Bad, Michael Jackson. Very glad to have that. Oh man, classic in my book. Crash and Burn by Pat Travers Band. Absolutely love this album. Crash and Burn, Snorting Whiskey, Can't Be Right. Oh god, Born Under a Bad Sign. Cover of Is This Love. So cool. Alright, my first Gentle Giant. Three Friends. Looked pretty cool, so I had to get it. Some more Joni Mitchell. Clouds. Oh yeah. Alright, here's one that I had to pick up. Ambient One, Music for Airports by Brian Eno. Now, I'm not that familiar with Eno's ambient stuff or anything like that. More familiar with obviously his production work, Roxy Music, and the stuff he did with like David Byrne and some of the Talking Heads fan. So definitely looking forward to listening to this. Speaking of Roxy Music, Avalon. Very cool to have this. I don't know what more to say about this other than it's Roxy music, so love Roxy. And another Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark. So definitely did very good on the Joni Mitchell. One of my favorite bands, UFO, Lights Out. I've had this on CD for years, so I'm glad to finally have it on vinyl and add another UFO album to the collection. And Seconds of Pleasure by Rockpile. Very, very cool. I actually just downloaded this a few months ago and listened to it, and I was fucking stoked, so I've been looking forward to getting this on vinyl. So, let's see, we'll pick another stack here, and we'll turn into a two-parter. Alright, here's a replacement copy. No, not really so much for the cover, but for the vinyl, because my vinyl was just shot. Super Session by Bloomfield, Cooper, and Stills. Very, very cool. I've had this on CD since I was in high school, and I love it. Another Santana added to the collection. Welcome. Glad I waited to pick this up. Picked this one of the last ones I picked up for the day. And the cleanest cover I've seen all day. So I'm really, really glad to get this. 7800 Fahrenheit by Bon Jovi. Not my favorite Bon Jovi album. I'm not a huge Bon Jovi fan, but had to get it. Alright. Rock and Roll by Brand X. Huge Phil Collins fan. I'm a drummer, so, and a big Genesis fan, so very, very glad to pick this one up. A little bit more of the late 70s, early 80s hard rock metal. Metal Rendezvous by Crocus. Love this album. Heat Strokes, Bedside Radio, Tokyo Nights. Cool album. Alright. Obviously bought this for this song. Herbie Hancock. Future Shock. So cool. Alright, and to end off this part, Mad for Man's Earth Band, Roaring Silence. Very, very cool to get this. Obviously Blinded by the Light would be the song everybody would know. Very, very cool. So, that'd be the end of part 1. See you guys in part 2.